everybody, this is Dr. McBrick and I am here with a LEGO Flintstone set, set 21316, 748 pieces, and it's rated for age 10 and above. It is a LEGO Ideas set, and it kind of snuck up on us here, but we just absolutely love this set. So let's get into it and take a look. Okay everybody, here we are with the Flintstones, and this is the build as you see it. And as you can see, it is very true, I believe, as a pop culture professor, I believe it's very true to the Flintstones house. And because it is brick built, you can see all the different lines and all that kind of stuff, especially when you turn on the light. If you turn off the light, you can kind of see through some of it in the back and everything with the cracks. But the way they've built this is really cool, to be quite honest with you. It's a really fun build, a lot of stud on the side type of work. But it really is cool. So first, let's take a look at this mailbox. The mailbox is a print that says Flintstone on it, and this is very true to the Flintstone mailbox that they had in their cartoon series. So it is held up by some wood, and it is chiseled the word Flintstone for their last name on the mailbox. And one of the things you have to remember is that the Flintstones was a mid-century type of cartoon. It came out of the 60s, and because of that, a lot of references on the Flintstones and a lot of the way it was animated kind of had that mid-century vibe. And so you'll see the teal color door in the tiger striped curtains and all that kind of stuff with purples and the bright greens and everything. Those colors are actually true to the cartoon. The cartoon was a very bright cartoon itself, if any of you have happened to watch it. So anyway, this is a really cool little mailbox. It's separate, very similar to the Simpsons house, how we got the separate mailbox build, so it can be used in any type of set. Now let's take a look at this house. The house itself is really nicely done. The way they have curved the roof piece comes off. It's not put on by any studs or anything. It's actually held on up here in this with these particular kind of a little ledge right there that's held on, and so that actually works very nicely. It fits right in and just fits perfectly. Doesn't come off. Is stable. All that kind of stuff. As we look along the front of it, we have two milk bottles that are waiting outside. Now this is very period specific in the sense of, I remember when I was a kid, we had a milkman, and he used to deliver milk to our house and set the milk bottles out on the house front stoop, and that's exactly what happened in the Flintstones cartoon as well. So and then we have pictures of we have these purple exotic plants. And remember, the Flintstones was in prehistoric times, so the idea was that a lot of the plants and everything were exotic. You have the palm tree, which is very nicely done, with the minifigure heads in mono kind of a flesh color, or yeah, kind of a flesh, that medium nougat type of color there to simulate the coconuts. And the tree is on a little bend here, so you can bend it up, you can move it. I can't move it at the moment, but that does bend up, so you can position it kind of how you want. They did really nice stonework on the chimney. Very nice. That's the only repetitive build really of this, and you have 3 of these particular plates to do with all of these little tiny finishing tiles and stuff that go all the way around. But the little plant pieces, the brand new plant pieces that they have here are really cool. The fact that they did these purple colors, again, representing the exotic plants, they've just put stones out in various areas just to kind of give you a hint of a walkway and all that sort of thing. You see the stud on the side work, and with the slopes here, the curved slopes that go around to show you that this was a round house. Remember, it's a Stone Age house, and in the Stone Age, they basically took large stones and large rocks, which were kind of round, and they chiseled them out. And so that's kind of why the Flintstones have this round house. The round windows, as you see, everything is chiseled, and it gives that chiseled look. Even up on the fireplace. The fireplace is really cool, and I'll show you in a few minutes how they gave that chiseled look. You can see the roof. It's in slabs that kind of just sit over. Again, true to the period and true to the prehistoric cartoon of the Flintstones. A slab, if someone were going to build a house back then, they wouldn't necessarily secure this slab as much as they would just lay it on there, just as this is. And so it's really, really kind of a cool build. Now let's take a look around back. But you can see they've even done the stonework on the roof that you can see, and it's just really, oh, I missed a plate there. Uh-oh, I'm gonna have to go back and finish that off. But anyway, so it's basically you know, plates and curved slopes and stuff like that. It's just really, really awesome the way that fits in there. And then you go around back and you can see, oops, sorry about that. You can see the way it's rounded and shaped just like their house. Their house was kind of chubby and round on the Flintstones. And then we have a lot of homages to the Flintstones house itself. And you see, this is the large floor. The back is open on this particular model, but it does stretch open kind of this style here, so you can play with it and have a lot of play features and things like that. So let's take a look and see what some of these features are. First of all, let's take a look here. Let me position it just right. This right here is really awesome. This is the phone, and on the Flintstones, they had a stone phone. Oops, sorry about that. They had a stone phone, and that phone had a shell on top, kind of a big conch shell, and that is how they talked. And they used a croissant piece here as the conch shell, which I think is just absolutely brilliant, if you ask me. And so that phone is one of the centerpieces of the show, in the sense of Wilma's always on the phone, Fred's on the phone calling Mr. Slate his boss, and the phone is actually used a lot on the series. Now if we go over here, a couple more iconic pieces that were included in this set that I thought were really cool. And of course, with the house being so big and or so small and everything, it's kind of hard to fit everything in. So it's really nice that they kind of made this hinged piece here. Bowling is a huge deal because Fred and Barney love to bowl. And if you remember, the time period of this would have been in the mid-century, in the 60s, and bowling in the United States was really big. It's still big today, but it was much, much bigger in the United States back then. And so Fred and Barney were bowling because that's what people could relate to. And remember, this was a prime time cartoon, this was a cartoon that was just as popular with adults at the time as it was with children. So you have the bowling pins, very nicely done, and inside there is actually a bowling ball. So that's really cool, that kind of an homage to Barney and Fred's bowling team that they were on. And then you have this lamp, and this lamp was also a centerpiece of the television show. The lamp was one that had I believe it had at one point had a little bird, and the bird would kind of light some flint, and the flint would burn, and so that way there would be a lamp there. And so I just thought that was really cool that they included that lamp. And of course, when you fold it up, it makes a nice little scene there with the couch, and the lamp is right next to the couch. Now, what they've done here inside, let's take this off, and let's take the roof off so we can get some light in there. What they've done inside is make the living room scene, and the living room scene was very much a point of focus for the series as well. You know, we're all familiar with the Simpsons and their living room scene. Well, it came directly from the Flintstones in terms of some of the way that they hang out in their living room and some of the scenes and things like that. They use the Unikitty base here, which I actually think goes really well. If you're talking about carving out a slab and chiseling out a slab of rock, this would do it, and that would look that way. So that makes total sense to me. The curtains on the back aren't anything to look at. They're not very good. But on the front, obviously on the front is where they really pop with that tiger print. The thing about the curtains is that in order to get them to look good in the front, you have to kind of offset them in the back in terms of a hint there. You kind of have to offset those. But then we have this couch, and the couch is actually very, very nice. Take a look at the way it's carved and everything like that. There is a print here that, oh, I have it upside down, oh no, of the woolly mammoth. And then we have a television. And let me pop this TV out because I think it's really, really cool what they've done with the TV. The TV here has a print on it that says Dino is missing, and that is something about this particular set. The Dino is in fact missing and isn't included in this set. But the TV has rabbit ears, just like mid-century TVs of the day, and a little detail that probably a lot of people won't notice. It has the tube that is sticking out the back. And old televisions weren't flat screens. They were huge with big glass tubes in them. And the tube had to actually stick out the back of the television, so you couldn't put it up against the wall because this huge tube would stick out. So I just thought that was a really cool little detail that they included in this set. So that's the house. Let's take a look at the car. The car is awesome. The Flintstones mobile, if you remember, Flintstones had to use, and all the cars in the Flintstones had to use their feet for propulsion. This car is absolutely wonderful, and you can see the log axles simulated there. You have the big logs and stones that were rolling. Everything is really cool, up to the fabric of this particular roof piece, which looks very nice, very nice. But it is actually a very soft fabric, and on the inside is a felt. And so you could put it on either way, and it's just held on by two pieces right there. But everything is perfect and looks like the show, if you ask me. Even the fork in the car is really cool, because this would have been this wheel piece, and you'd have put it in like that into the fork of the wood, and that would have held it in there. So absolutely fabulous. And it also comes with, for those fans of the show, you know that Barney and Fred and Wilma and Betty used to stop at the drive-in, which were really big back in mid-century, and that's one of the reasons why it was in the show. And they used to order from their car, they used to order a big slab of ribs. Here is the happy couple, Fred and Wilma. Wilma is very, very true to the Wilma of the cartoon series, with her rocks that were made out, or the simulated pearls. She wore the rock necklace. They didn't do the fabric skirts, and to be honest with you, I think they actually look better without the fabric skirts. I know some people have said they wanted the fabric skirts, but the detail in the black around the edging and stuff like that, I think it works really well. You can see all along the side, they're dual molded and painted all over the side there, and printed in print in the back, again with her rock necklace. This is a really cool hairpiece in orange. Very nice, very nice. And Wilma, because she does have the long hair, comes with an alternate face as well. Fred, on the other hand, I don't know, you know, kind of Fred, the face, but I would have preferred a more cartoonish, more true to the IP of the series. But Fred actually has the Emmett hair in black, which is really cool to get that Emmett hair in black. He comes with a great torso print, a great dual molded legs, and again, everything on the back and that sort of thing. Nice job. I do wish he would have had a cartoon face, however. Barney and Betty, a great couple again, and Betty is very true to the cartoon character. The torso print is very nice, and again, she wore that rock there to show, kind of simulate the pearls and things. Again, she's dual molded, and she has prints on her back. Very nice, very nicely done. Betty does have an alternate face, and she comes with this hair in black. And the great thing about this alternate face, for those fans of the show, you'll remember that Betty was always giggling, and this is a great kind of a giggle face, and that's just perfect. Lego. All right, this has been the LEGO Flintstones LEGO Ideas Set. It is a fabulous set. I would recommend getting it, especially if you like the Flintstones. Even if you don't, it's a really fun set to build. Some really cool techniques in it. Some cool parts as well. And it is just really true to the original cartoon series by Hanna-Barbera. There is so much detail and so many little nods to the original series that LEGO really did their homework with this set. And it's just really cool, especially when you know some of the history behind the show and why certain items are there and stuff like that. Really, really awesome. And you know what? Yeah. You know what? I liked it so much that I got a couple of them, and I'm going to mod. So we're going to see what happens. I'm going to mod these babies up and make it into something fun. So stay tuned for the next video on the Flintstones. It'll probably be in a couple of days, and I'll see what I can come up with. This is Dr. McBrick, signing out.